Hi guys, so I am Amelia Sweet, and today my topic is going to be Winnie the Pooh. So starting today, April 19th, 2016, I am going to have a topic or a story that I'm going to be talking about. So today, I'm going to be talking about Winnie the Pooh, as I already said. And I'm going to be talking about it and then reading the introduction. And hopefully tomorrow or the next day, I will start chapter 1. Okay? So the introduction is only 2 pages, but it'll give us time to talk about it. So, Winnie the Pooh is written by A.A. Milne, which is also known as Alan Alexander Milne. And this book was, the pictures were by Ernest H. Shepard, I think is how you pronounce it. But, A.A. Milne was the writer of this whole series, and this book came about when his son Christopher Robin was 1 year old, and he got a bear, and then soon later he got a tiger, a pig, and a donkey. And so one of his family members had an idea to make it into a book. So he thought that was a great idea. So in 1926, Winnie the Pooh was released. And on January 31st, 1956, Alan Alexander Milne died. But we still have this wonderful book to remember him. So, this is actually one of the original ones because the animals have no clothes on, but because in the newer ones they have clothes on. But the main characters are obviously Pooh Bear, Rabbit, Owl, Christopher Robin, Kangas, and Roo. Tigger, Eeyore, and I think that's it. So, this all takes place in the 100-acre woods. And so, I'm going to start out by reading the introduction to you. And then we can talk a little more. So, here we go. If you happen to have read another book about Christopher Robin, you may have remembered that he once had a swan, or the swan had Christopher Robin, I don't know which, and that he used to call the swan Pooh. This was a long time ago, and when he said goodbye, we took the name with us, as we didn't think the swan would want it anymore. Well, when Edward Bear said that he would like an exciting name all to himself, Christopher Robin said at once, without stopping to think, that he was Winnie the Pooh. And he was. So as I have explained the Pooh part, I will now explain the rest of it. You can't be in London for long without going to the zoo. There are some people who begin the zoo at the beginning, called the weigh-in, and walk as quickly as they can past every cage until they get to what's called the way out. But the nicest people go straight to their favorite animal they love, and they spend most of their time there. So when Christopher Robin goes to the zoo, he goes to where the polar bears are and whispers something to the third keeper from the left. The doors are unlocked, and we wander through the dark passages and up steep stairs until at last we come to the special cage, and the cage is open. And out trots something brown and furry, and with a happy cry of, "Oh, bear!" Christopher Robin rushes into its arms. Now the bear's name is Winnie, which shows what a good name for a bear it is. But the funny thing is that we can't remember whether Winnie is called after Pooh or Pooh after Winnie. We did know once, but we have forgotten. I had written as far as this when Piglet looked up and said, in his squeaky voice, "What about me?" "My dear Piglet," I said, "the whole book is about you." "So it is about Pooh?" he squeaked. "You see what it is. He is jealous because he thinks Pooh is having a grand introduction all to himself. Pooh is the favorite, of course. There is no dignity. That didn't sound right. There's no denying it. But Piglet comes in for a good amount of time, which Pooh misses. Because you can't take Pooh to school without everybody knowing it. But Piglet is so small that he slips into a pocket where it is very comfortable to feel him. When you are not quiet, sure whether twice 7 is 12 or 22, sometimes he slips out and has a good luck in the ink pot. And in this way, he has got more education than Pooh, but Pooh doesn't mind. Some have brains and some haven't, he says, and there it is. And now all the others are saying, "What about us?" So perhaps the best thing to do is to stop writing introductions and get on with the book. A.A.M. That was a great introduction, and I messed up on a few parts, but that was a really good introduction. And the first chapter, which is obviously chapter 1, but it is called, we are introduced to Winnie the Pooh and some bees, and the stories begin. Now, in this particular book that I will be reading out of, there are 2 stories. There is this story that I'm going to read to you, and then, or that we're going to work on in the next couple weeks. And then there's another story, if I can find it, and it is called The House at Pooh Corner, which I will read to you at some point in time. Hopefully by summer. I don't know. But, so every day we'll read a new chapter. So there's 10 chapters in this book and 10 chapters in the other. So they're about 10 to 20 pages long. And they're not that long. So we'll read each chapter, and then we'll have a discussion about it. So, tomorrow, hopefully, or the next day, I will be reading the first chapter to you. But first, I want to share with you what is on the back of this book. And it says, Pooh promise you won't forget about him. Ever. Not even when I'm 100. So I think that's something that the author wrote about him, or to him. But, so Winnie the Pooh, I actually have a Winnie the Pooh, so I will bring that next time and share it with you. The room I am in right now, you obviously see a blue wall behind me, and this is my second room. So my other room is right above this room, but I probably won't ever be filming in that, but sometimes I'll go off and on, so we'll just have to see. So I'll talk to y'all later, and make sure to just subscribe, comment, and like this video. Thank y'all so much.